Hare Krishna seekers, Namaste. Welcome to Punneit Astrology, your one-stop astro channel. Buddha, Mercury, the fastest moving planet, rather the second fastest as per Vedic astrology, will be in the sign of Leo from 1st of August till 24th of August. This 24-day movement of Buddha in the sign of Surya, that is Sun, will give you great confidence. Mercury will shine bright. The king will be able to convey its message, and Mercury will get the brightness of the sun and the proximity of the soul to deliver the message in a better way. With respect to Gemini, Mercury is going to be third. That means it's a bhavat bhavam. That means it will improve your body language, it will improve national communication, but because it is sign of Leo and Sun is going to be in the Cancer zodiac sign, some areas where emotions will outweigh everything, emotion will outweigh the intelligence, conflicts may break out. So you will have to think in a constructive way, in a positive way, in a way that is less dominated by emotion but more dominated by intellect and practical understanding. This is a positive time because natural 6th lord goes in the natural 5th house. This cancels a lot of prarabdha karma. But 5th house is also mantra bhava, so you should chant a lot of mantra because the energy from the solar plexus will radiate outwards and will change your aura. This is the time to change your personality overall in general. More will be discussed about this Mercury in transit, the extended version of this on my Patreon channel, where I upload both the black and the white of the transit and not just the gray. So please follow me on my Patreon channel. That supports me in a great way to run the YouTube channel and many other YouTube channels that I run, and will support Punneit Astrology. Also follow me on Instagram and Telegram, and for consultations please drop me an email. Let's understand for every single ascendant, and remember this is a Vedic ascendant, not Western ascendant, sidereal ascendant. Let's understand for each ascendant what this Mercury transit has in store for you. Leo ascendant. For you, Mercury's movement in the first house will experience a retrograde Saturn in the 6th and a retrograde Jupiter in the 8th. This means you will have to change ways by which you convey the message. Your body language, your soft skills, all have to be improved. Now understand that for Leo, Mercury rules Dhanabhava, 11th and the 2nd house. When it goes in the first house, it is beneficial for you. Your family may support you. You may utilize your wealth for yourself. But remember, consumption of wealth with an assumption that it will produce you output will be wrong. You must use the power of Mercury, that is proper information and data. Data analysis is what is being the main theme of this Mercury transit for Leo. 6th house Saturn is retro. Loans repayment can be done during this time. Money can be spent on dispute settlement. A retrograde Jupiter in the 8th also shows that if there is an inheritance related issue, tax related issue, investment related issue, it will be resolved. The task that was stuck will now move into motion, and you will see things are moving in the right direction. Financially, this is going to be a very good time, but if you do not invest by proper thinking, and if you simply test your luck, you might put yourself into a highly challenging situation. And only when the sun will enter the first house and cross 3 degrees is when you will find relief. Remember, the next move of Mercury is in Virgo, which is your 2nd house, where Mercury is exalt. So you can expect some really good behavior, really good output by this Mercurian movement. But necessary reforms has to be made. One who is rigid, one who is egoistic will see blockages, the mind getting blocked, and movements of life not happening. But one who is flexible, one who is ready to change their ways according to the situation, that person will see an intense boost in their growth, financial growth. Good things in the family will happen, auspicious events will happen. You might also meet a family member with whom you haven't seen or there was no meeting with him or her from a very long time. A good association, a good time. Basically, overall, I see that you are living a very good time during this Mercury transit. But considering what is happening on the Leo zodiac sign, you must understand that 6th and 8th for Leo are going retro. This is a Samudra Manthan. On one hand, everything is going to be very positive, but on the other hand, you should be ready to face the churning of the internal ocean. More on this is on the Patreon channel. Please subscribe to my Patreon, where I upload the extended version of transits and some secrets of Vedic astrology. Aries ascendant. For you, third lord will be third from itself. It's a bhavat bhavam. So this will help you gain the expression. You will be in a much better position to communicate. And people who are in the field of communication and writing will see great boost in their career. This is also going to be a very good time to improve trading. So traders will see some nice push in their career. Students will find the knowledge coming quite easily, and this is also the time when the sense of responsibility will increase. Mercury transit in the sign of Leo, especially considering 6th lord being 12th from itself, shows loss of disease, recovery, good fortune, and Mercury aspect on the 11th house definitely talks about good new source of income coming into picture, and things will start moving in the right direction. You must also understand that your ascendant is experiencing Rahu, so innovative thinking, smart thinking, applying your brain is going to be new ways by which you can come out of your problems. Mercury transit is actually a very good sign, especially after mid of August, when Sun joins the Mercury from Leo zodiac. Sun and Mercury will form Buddhaditya Yoga from 17th of August onwards, and the last leg of the Mercurian transit will see a will produce good results for you energy-wise, and this will increase intelligence. People who are involved in learning and academics will also see good boost in their life. Overall, this transit is beneficial for you, auspicious for you. So chant the Ganesha mantra, Vakratunda Mahakaya Surikoti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurume Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada, and the Vigna, the obstacles will go away. From the perspective of health, you must take care of your health, especially the health that is connected with stomach. Remember, Mercury is about consciousness, and when it is in the 5th house, the consciousness originates from the food that you eat. What you're consuming, what data you're consuming becomes a very important factor. Not only just food, but also the information that you're going to receive through social media, through friends and family, through dreams, will feed you with data, will give you and alter your consciousness, alter your point of view and perspective towards life. So be careful that you should not look into the negative side. Being pessimistic is the worst thing that you can do during this Mercurian transit. Mercury is the planet of communication. It is also the planet of information. Doing yoga that is related to stomach will clean and improve your gut health, which will also improve your thought process. People facing gastrointestinal problems will see some relief during this time. Mercury, being the consciousness sitting in the 5th house, is where the fundamental energy lies, and you must focus on the fundamentals of life. This is a good time to improve on the social sphere, social sector. You can express and show your knowledge, show your potential during this time. And students or people who are going to give interviews, group discussions will see that they will shine bright, provided you are thinking innovatively. Use Rahu in the 1st house with Mercury in the 5th house, and this will be a great conjunction for success that you have never seen before. Sagittarius ascendant. For Sagittarius, Mercury moves in the 9th house. Now your ascendant is natural 9th lord. Now natural 9th house will experience Mercury in the 9th house. This means that you are being more connected to the dharma. Mercury rules 7th and 10th lord. When this gets connected to the ninth, this means luck will favor you in your marriage, in your career, in your business. Those who have Mercury in 6th, 8th, 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th house, and you are a Sagittarius ascendant, will see their business getting a great boost. But to change a destiny, you must do something. Mercury defines action in your birth chart. So your actions should be swift, fast, and that is what your ascendant also denotes. A horse that is running very fast, but with an intellect of a human. So you must apply your all intellect and all your knowledge to change your destiny, to change your fate. But don't test your fate, because if you will try to test your fate, then there will be problem, because Sun is still in the sign of Cancer, and Sun will be in Cancer till 17th of August. Now, while Mercury moves and it reaches the edge of Leo and will move to Virgo on 24th of August, this entire 24-25 day of duration is actually very, very positive. While you are moving in the right direction, while you're following your dharma, you must also learn and upgrade by seeing the circumstance. The message will be given to you maybe in dreams, maybe through a certain mechanism, but you must capture that message and utilize it in your favor. Mercurian movement in the 9th house will also means that your communication will improve. You might plan some travel, and this might also give you a witty angle to your conversation, which will make you more popular, which is good. People associated with writing, traveling, trading, export and import will see great boost in their career during this time. This might also mean that there can be some that the gap that was in the marriage will also be fulfilled because of this Mercury in transit, but wait for Sun to move in the 9th house. Reading about scriptures, learning more from the scriptures, reading Bhagavad Gita, Vedas, Upanishad, learning the fundamentals of the culture is very important during this time if you are a Sagittarius ascendant. Remember, Jupiter is retrograde in your 4th house. This Mercury means this is going to give you the necessary information, the recipe to come out of your comfort zone and find a new comfort zone. Chanting to Ma Saraswati is going to be very helpful during this time. Gemini ascendant. For you, Mercury moves in your 3rd house. Now, Gemini is ruled by Mercury along with Virgo, which is your 4th house. When this goes in the 3rd house, this means that your personal life will be affected a lot. So be careful how you communicate, what words that you use. Be a better listener, and then you will be a better orator. 3rd house Mercury also means that if you're a writer, journalist, if you're writing poems, books, it's going to help you a lot in this time. Praying to Mama Saraswati is going to be very helpful. Leo is the zodiac sign of initiation. It's the zodiac sign of action. When the king gains its power, the king takes the throne. So 3rd house is also the sign of house of initiative. So you will have to take initiatives regarding your personal life, your comfort zone, what your likes and what your dislikes are, about your personality, about your reality. You can't just procrastinate, which is your biggest enemy in this time. Remember, Rahu is in your 11th house. So if you really want to fulfill your wishes and you really want to reach and focus on your goals, you have to take initiatives. Help will definitely come because Jupiter is right now in your 10th house and Jupiter is retrograde. But this also means that you might have to use knowledge in ways that you have not used before. Smart thinking, finding smart solution, finding out of the box solution will be the right way to understand Mercury transit in the 3rd house. A neighbor may need your help, so help your society, your neighbor, people around you. And 3rd house Mercury also means that people who are involved into travel, goods and services, export and import will see good boost in their career. Not a good time to buy a property though, but you can invest and you can at least plan your investment. Diversification will be the theme, but whenever you're trying to invest, invest smartly. Wait for Sun to enter the sign of Leo. Sun will be in the sign of Cancer when Mercury moves to the Leo zodiac sign. So wait for Sun to move in the sign of Leo and then you will see that your actions will produce results. So wait for the last end of the Mercury transit, like 20 to 24th of August, when you really see the output of your actions. So patience is going to be a primary factor here. Being impatient and being in a hurry is not going to produce any result. You must also understand that from 10th of August, Mars will also move in Taurus zodiac sign, which is your 12th house. So when you are thinking, when you're planning, don't be over defensive, but calculate your every move. With proper strategy and planning, you will reach to the path of success, especially if you are a trader, if you are a scientist, if you are a student, if you are a journalist, if you are into media, if you are an influencer, you will see great boost in this time. And for people who are working from home or who don't have any career, this will be the time to maybe write down your experiences. So write down your bad experiences in a paper so that you can personify your emotions, and that will help you to vent out your problems. Because if you don't do that, anger will come into picture and you may say some bad things, and that will become your karma. Refrain from cursing and using bad words. Libra ascendant. Mercury moves in your 11th house, and this is great for finding new ways of source of income, changing a job, improving the quality of business, and making necessary changes that will give you better returns in the future. Mercury rules your 12th house. Now, when this happens, this means people involved in foreign exchange, goods and trading, earning from foreign currency, or doing trading not locally but maybe to far off places, will see great boost in their career, and you might also meet friends from whom you are not talking from a very long time, or maybe overseas connections will happen. People working in online sector will see great boost. E-commerce will see greater boost during this time. This is the time when the recovery happens. This is the time when your destiny favors you. So it is said that destiny favors the brave. So you have to be brave enough to take necessary controlled risk, and then also having a plan B which you can rely upon if in case the plan A fails. Remember, your ascendant has Ketu and Rahu is in the 7th house, which means you might have to change your usual ways of living a life or approaching towards life, and you might have to move into an entirely new way of living, way of imagining things. This will happen in this Mercury transit. Mercury will aspect your 5th house, and it will give you necessary learning. And this learning can come from experiencing new things in the field, having an association with a learned person, increasing your network circle. People around you will give you a lot of information, and you need to process that information and use it in your favor. Sometimes you might have to lose yourself and follow an idol so that you can learn a lot from them. And this is exactly what will happen in this Mercurian transit. You need to learn a lot. Chanting Shiva mantra, Om Namah Shivaya, will calm your mind and will allow you to focus, because meditation, focus, and your attention is what is needed to allow this Mercury to give you a lot of recovery. The fate and destiny works in your favor. You will see messages through numbers, through universal means. You need to be receptive to absorb that message. A message can come from anywhere, and you will see that the divine is going to talk to you. Visit temples, go to a pilgrimage. At least in your daily life, incorporate a prayer and just say Aham Brahmasmi. Expanding your consciousness is also one way. This is also the time when your subconsciousness will come to reality. Your dreams and desires will fructify. So this is an excellent time for Libra ascendant. It's like an oasis in a desert. Make the best use of it. Aquarius ascendant. A 7th house Mercury can be excellent for changing your communication pattern with your spouse. Connecting with people that are in your team, communicating or improving communication with your business partner, making your spouse your business partner or someone from the family of your in-laws, someone from the in-laws can join your business. This will only improve the quality of your business and improve the productivity. This is also the time when you should express more. Sometimes words do matter more than action, because not everybody can understand the action. Words are necessary, right? So you use appropriate word and proper sentences to express yourself in the right manner. Do explain when you have to. Don't assume anything, and don't even assume that the other person will simply understand naturally. Mercury transit in the sign of Leo will also improve the ego. So if your ego is negative, if you are underconfident, this will give you confidence. But if you are overconfident, then it can become a problem. So try to keep a filter, a check, where your confidence should not cross a certain point. Always rely on feedback of other people. There can be some sudden hiccups, especially in your business. There will be sudden transformation, a sudden opportunity, and this suddenness will give you profits. Feedback from your spouse, from people around you are very, very crucial during this time. Try to understand. This Buddha is actually aspecting your Lagna, ascendant. And your ascendant lord is retrograde in the 12th house. Something you must change about yourself. You might have to lose to find a new you. This will happen because Jupiter will support you. Aquarius ascendant has this natural ability to connect with people. They are team players. When Mercury goes in the 7th house, it will improve that team and team playing skills. You can become a team leader. This will improve your presence in your career, especially if you are in corporate. And if you have a business, this is the time to make more appearances with your team, with your people who work for you, and you have this cordial connect, so that this will improve the productivity of your business. This will generate faith. Even with your spouse, you will have to talk more. Now, Mercury in the 7th house means you have to be alert about some changes in the circumstance, because people around you with their critical feedback will help you improve. This helps you understand more about yourself. This gives you a new perspective, a new point of view. And if you take that, if you adapt, if you are ready to change, bend, reconfigure, recalibrate yourself, this is the best time, because you won't regret this reconfiguration, because Mercury will give you much needed relief and good profits. After all, Mercury is your 5th lord, and 5th lord is always the positive angle of life. Taurus ascendant. Mercury will move in your 4th house, and this is a very good and positive transit. Mercury rules your 2nd house and 5th house. So Mercury is a very, very strong planet. It's a yoga karaka in a way for Taurus. Mercury rules your 2nd house. It rules your wealth, family, and it rules your 5th house, which means it rules what you can consume, your expression. It rules your intelligence, basically. And when it goes in the 4th house, your intelligent way of thinking can actually improve your career, your comfort zone, and you will be able to find solution like this. Especially people who are involved in Vastu, who are astrologers, who are involved in real estate, who are involved in investment banking, who are basically involved into matters related to interiors, interior designing, architecture. All these things and these sectors will see great improvement during this Mercurian transit. Otherwise, generally, if you see, the environment of home will become much more intelligent. You should do some Surya Havan in your home during this time. Chanting the name of Narayana, Vishnu Sahasranamam, is the best way to make the environment of your home more powerful, more energized. Mercury in the 4th house will also give you more and more connect with your inner circle, the circle of faith, people who are close to you, family members. So you must not stay disconnected from them. This is the time to connect, not disconnect. You might also get help from the neighbors, from people around you. So it's a very good time. It's a collective consciousness coming together for your growth. So this is the much needed 25-day relief of Taurus zodiac sign. If you're a Taurus moon, this is even better for you, because your intellect, the way you will express, the way you will be able to relate yourself with the surrounding and the life you are in will give you more and more comfort. But, fourth house is actually the region of moon. It's the region of mind and emotion. And what is brain and intellect and consciousness doing there? There will be some disconnect also. That means it will be hard for you to determine where to use emotions and where to use consciousness. So you be careful there, especially if you're a student. Also, there can be scenarios where you are being unhealthy. This can create discomfort and bad thoughts in mind because of the food that you have consumed. Consuming tamasic energy, tamasic food is absolutely prohibited during this Mercury transit. This Mercury transit will give you more and more confidence, but will also challenge your emotions. So you need to take control of emotion, and during this 24-25 day period of Mercury transit, track the position of moon. Wherever moon is, if moon is positive, things will be fine. If moon is negative, that will be the day when you will have to choose actually one, emotions or intellect. A combination of both will be ideal for you. Virgo ascendant. Now, if you are a Virgo ascendant, Mercury is a very important planet. Mercury rules your 10th and 1st house, and this Mercury goes in the 12th house. Now, this means you need to think a lot. Now, 12th house is also the house of letting go few things. It is the house of donation. So you must do a lot of charity. People who are willing to go to a foreign country, who want to relocate, who want to change their city, will see something moving in the positive direction. Is it negative? Actually, no. 10th house means you have to reform your career by leaving few things behind and by absorbing new things. You have to let go of some emotions and your ego. And this is a completely overhaul of personality. And if you're a Virgo moon sign, this is a time of great dedication and devotion and a lot of thinking, hitting the subconscious, because Rahu is in your 8th house, and this Rahu and this Mercury will be in the fire sign, in the moksha trine. So you must learn to let go of few things that are harming you. This means much needed reforms will be is the need of the hour. And this will also improve spending. So expenses will be on the rise. So be very careful on that part. Unnecessary expenses, unnecessary investments will be a bad decision, especially if you are a Virgo ascendant. People who want to leave their career for a better option, for a better career, can see something moving in the right direction during Mercury transit. Overall, it is a positive time. It is a time of growth. But this will also mean that you will have to give before you can get. Ultimately, Mercury's journey will be towards your ascendant. Mercury will be exalted. You are a zodiac sign where Mercury becomes very powerful. It's a zodiac sign loved by Buddha. And when it goes 12th from itself, that means Mercury is losing its own quality, but Gemini is gaining its quality. That means you will have to change your ways, change your point of view, and completely alter the way you work. Taking drastic steps to improve your business, improve your marriage, will be one of the few things by which you can go to the path of success. And for people who are elderly, who have or anyone who does not have any career, you must involve yourself in social service, because Mercury directly aspects the 6th house. Spreading your words, your positive vibrations, is also one of the ways by which you can do community service. Talking about things that need attention, constructive communication is one of the ways by which anyone in the society can benefit each other. Also, learn to motivate other people. Don't demotivate. Speak positive, and you will see that what you will release to the universe will transmute into positive energy and will come back to you, multiplied many times. Chanting Narayana mantra, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, will give you blessings. Capricorn Ascendant. For you, this transit is quite unique. Why? Because for you, Mercury rules your 6th house. It also rules 9th house, but it is the 6th lord that goes into the 8th house. It's a Vipareet Rajyog for you. There is a retrograde Saturn on your ascendant. So this is a transit of transformation. Not only the personal transformation will be the theme here, but you will see that sudden events that you will face in your life will always keep you on the toes and will challenge you, and once you face those challenges, you will see that it will improve you at every step. This is not a negative transit. 8th house also means addressing the problem areas, pain areas of your life and focusing on the areas, because it's your consciousness going there. Focusing on areas that you have, where you have never focused on, not even thought of. This is the 9th lord going into the 8th house. That means you will have to connect to the occult, to the unseen, to the ignored areas of life. Focusing more on the research, data analysis, taking care of your taxes, focusing on the insurance, focusing on the future. How can you change yourself? Looking at all the good aspect as well as the bad aspect about yourself, because the primary duty of yours for the next 6 months is to completely change yourself and get rid of all the negativity. This is the main theme of this Mercury transit. That is why it is a Vipareet Rajyog. It will give you Vipareet, which means opposite circumstance, will ask you to overcome, will give you all the opportunities to overcome. And once you overcome, you will be a changed man, you will be a changed woman, you will completely change yourself, which is good. But be careful about your relationship with your in-laws, relationship, say with your business partner, when you're dealing with public money, when you're playing with debts, when you're playing or trying to file a court case. These are the areas where you have to be very careful, and only after careful research and securing yourself, you should take the first step. Chanting the Buddha Bija mantra is going to be extremely helpful, and if you're really stuck, then chanting Gajendra Moksha or just chanting Vishnu Sahasranamam will help you a lot, and the divine will give you the message to overcome the pain and suffering of your life. It is, I will repeat, a life-changing time for you, because Mars will also move from your 4th house to your 5th house. When Mars will move in the 5th house, this will start aspecting Mercury. So from 10th to 24th of August, when Mars will be in Taurus, it will aspect the Buddha. So Mars will continuously energize, and you will also believe that speculative investment might give you good result, but it won't. Be careful when you're investing your money. Be safe and don't take risk. Pisces Ascendant. For you, Mercury rules 4th and 7th house, and this Mercury goes in the 6th house. Now this is slightly, I will say, a point of concern, because when a Kendra Lord falls in 6, 8 or 12 and there is no other relief, and because this Buddha will be 6th from your Lagna Lord Jupiter, Ascendant Lord Jupiter, you will have to be careful. This is the time when disputes may rise, your words may be taken in a wrong way, your health might go for a toss. Inflammation in the body can come into picture. People who are facing autoimmune disease might face some problem. It's not that negative, but it's a time of caution. Once Sun moves in the sign of Leo, from 17th of August, you will see some relief, because Sun in the 6th house will give you therapy. It will be therapeutic transit. This is the time when you should take healing. You should practice yoga. You should not allow your words to be used in a wrong way. So you have to be very careful about your body language, about your communication, and you may have to express a thing multiple times. You may have to explain a lot. To a certain extent, do it. 7th Lord coming in 6th house also can hurt marriage, partnerships, business deals, because 6th house is house of hurdles and competition. So you will face some stiff competition during this time, and this can be good also because competition might result into innovative solutions. If you're trying to buy a house, if you're going to take a loan, fine, but doing it on a higher end is going to be negative. So know your limits, especially if you're using credit cards. 6th house can also act as a blessing in disguise for people who don't have job, who are yet to find a job, who are searching for it. 6th house Mercury can set the ball in motion on that angle. But remember, whatever be the case, because your Lagna Lord Jupiter is retrograde, you must change your phase of dealing with your life and day-to-day living so that you incorporate and you take all these pain areas into consideration. You will have to fix the loophole. Remember, this is not a negative time. Why? Because this is the time which is like a much needed. It's like a necessary evil, because unless you will face the negative, you won't know what is negative. So you must fix the loophole. This is the time to fill the gaps. And if you are lethargic, if you are procrastinating, then you might see some negative results in the future. Yes, Mercury will go in your 7th house, Mercury will become exalt, but Mercury will then do the damage what it has to do. Anger, ego, all these things can create a lot of enemies. So be very, very careful. Use of social media should be done moderately and with full precaution. Scorpio. Mercury is an agent of transformation and wish fulfillment for you. It rules your 8th and 11th house. And when that Mercury goes in the 10th house, this means there is going to be a change in karma. This Buddha will give you challenging situation and will ask you to apply all your might, intellect, knowledge, brain to resolve it. And once you resolve, you will become victorious. Yes. Your wishes might not be fulfilled. You might not see any result happening in this time, but you will also see that when you are faced with challenges and when you are actually putting your everything into this challenge, tomorrow when Mercury goes in the sign of Virgo, it will give you all the positive results. So patience is going to be the key for you. This is the time of learning. Jupiter is also in the 5th house. This will be a very good time for students, people involved in academics, people who are into investment banking, who are an investor. You will see that you will get good opportunities to work. Yes, you may not get a return, but you know that you will get a return. So careful analysis, strategic analysis is needed in every sector of life. There can be a dispute with your in-laws, and be very careful how you are communicating with your relatives. Your focus will be more towards your career, but your home and your family might need you, and a work-life balance must be established no matter what. This is a time of transformation. This is the time for change. Rahu is in 6th house, and this can create enemies and disturbing events in your life and can make you assume somebody is your enemy or a friend. And this Buddha is going to tell you the difference. So listen to the changes. Listen to what the planet has to say. Now you must also understand that Saturn is retrograde in the 3rd house, and we cannot completely deny the action of Saturn here, because karma, 10th house, is always connected with 6th and 3rd house. So in this case, when Saturn will find Mercury 8th from itself, remember, this means that lot of information that you already know or you believed in will be squashed, and you may have to unlearn and relearn everything. You might be uncomfortable. You might be thrown into a kind of work that you have never done, but that is exactly what you should do. Be ready to embrace the change. In your case, Mercury rules your 12th and 3rd house. Now it rules your initiatives, and then on the extreme, it controls what you have to let go. And when that Mercury goes in the second house, this means that there can be some tension in the family. A family member who is traveling may face some challenge, so be careful on that. You will have to create some awareness. But this is also a time where you can take initiative, take matters in your own hand, and convert your losses and expenses into profits. You might earn through a negative event. It's like, somebody's loss is somebody's gain. That applies for Cancer ascendant, and especially Cancer moon sign. A second house Buddha is a very good placement of Buddha, because second house is the house of wealth. So on one hand, this is negative from a relationship perspective. It is extremely positive from the perspective of finance. You will have to track your expenses, you will have to bring in reforms, you will have to squeeze yourself, and then you will find that you will be in the right track. Otherwise, your money will be unnecessarily spent, and you will see that this spending will be in future. So whatever money you will earn, you might not spend now, but you might spend in future. That is why you need to save yourself. Maybe this wealth is coming to save you from a rainy day in the future. Be careful. Work on your taxes, buying policies, insuring your life, putting your money into some safe instruments for your pension for the future is the theme of this transit. Money can also be spent on an auspicious event at your home. An unknown guest can come. Surprise can happen. Everything is fine here, but when you're communicating with the family members, communicate with humbleness, communicate with less ego. Emotional outburst should be avoided while dealing with family members. Otherwise, overall in general, this is quite a decent transit if you are taking control of your words, of your actions, and of your expenses. But chanting Mahalakshmi mantra, Shri Suktam, visiting a Lakshmi Narayan temple are some of the ways by which you can convert the Mercurian energy into a favorable energy that will give you a lot of positive results. Remember, the message that will be conveyed by you, the words that you will omit, will come back to you. So speak positive, spread the positive message so that the world becomes a better place. And when the world becomes a better place, you will be in a better place.